Hello, welcome to the second building kit video, or kit building video even. Today I am doing the Metcalfe PO288 Brewery. I've already done some preparation by sticking the windows in and cutting it all out, because that took over an hour last night to do. So we've got quite a big kit to do, and well, following last video, now I realised that the sound wasn't being picked up. I'm actually using my microphone, so the audio will come from main camera with video from this little camera that's just visible there. And I've got a second table with everything set up in order, so I know where I've got all the window frame 2, window frame 1, 3, there's actually 3 with window frame 1, 3 window frame 3, 1 window frame 5, supposed to be 2, no, just 1 window frame 4 because it's small, and then 10 window frame 2. Different sizes, but that's all to do with the size of the glazing unit itself. And some of these windows have got, if I can get the camera to see it, put my thumb there, little designs behind. So window frame 2, there's just the 1 which is different. No, there's meant to be more than 1. I've got to try and put them in the right place on the picture. There's 1 with a bit missing. I think that's it for window frame 2. Yep. Window frame 3 has got 1 with a fan and a vent, which has to go somewhere. But I have the instructions and I'm going to follow them. Make sure I put everything in the right place. So basically, first thing to do is fold these little blue tabs in and glue them. So out comes the trusty glue. Make sure it'll flow. Just a nice thin strip. Stick down, hold, and it should stick, but it didn't want to that time. Going to stick? Yes. More glue. Hold down. Stuck. Does that stick up above the door? No, good. Just making sure it doesn't go above the door, because that makes it difficult to put the flooring in. And yes, I do take my glasses off when I'm building because I can see better without them for close up. My glasses are just for distance. I'll move this closer to me to do this one, instead of leaning over. Put some glue on. Fold the blue tab over. Now attach all the windows to the relevant openings in the main building. The way that it suggests is to... I've just realised I haven't turned the side camera on, so I've been doing this without it. Let's have that recording, shall we? There we go. So, I have done the blue tabs. All 4 of them. Right. Doing the windows. What they suggest is putting the windows like that, putting a bit of glue on them, and then doing that. I find that more difficult than putting the glue on and then picking it up to line them up by hand, like so. Especially with the big ones. When it comes to this one, this top corner, it's this piece, WF4. It doesn't, you'd think that you go like that, but it goes like that. It acts as a tab for when the building folds round. I'll be doing that one last. So, we'll start with... Let's start from the bottom and work up. So I need to look at where it suggests the different windows go. Got lovely pictures. Nice colour pictures. So we want some single frames, which are WF1. There's a single frame missing. It's supposed to be 3 single frame. Where's that gone? I had them all prepared, all laid out, and... Oh no, that's not... No. That one goes there. That one goes there. That one goes there. I have to make sure those holes line up for the 3 different windows. These are WF2, window frame 2. They'll be going there. But I want to do the bottom first, all the way across, apart from the doors. The doors go in last, once the shape's been done, or once it gets to that point. I'll show on the main camera. Once it gets to that point on the thing where you're folding it up, and they can be posed open, which I'll probably do. So, let's start doing some gluing. We'll start with window frame 1, the 2 bottom window frame 1. Is that one a pretty one? Just making sure I put the right ones in the right place. And then a plane. So we've got 4 to go on the bottom. The 2 single window frame ones, which one's there, one's there. The pretty window frame 2 with, I'll put it on the black, the vent goes there, and then this one goes all the way over on the far side, which the camera didn't pick up because it's not got a wide enough view. So we'll start with the little ones. As with the fish and chip shop, oh, I don't need to worry about a bit of over bit on there, but if it was on the big one, I'd have to trim it, but I made sure it wasn't going to be needing trimming last night. So we put bit of glue on. Hold it against here and line it up. Need a bit of the window frame visible and just squeeze. And there we go, that's the first window. We'll do this one next, the right way up. Don't want it upside down. And don't want to drop it. So once again, glue on the non-printed bit, or the non-visible bit. And then fold this the other way. And you can't probably see this because of the angle, but I can see a little bit better. Line it up, push it down. That's 2 windows, done. Move those up there a minute, we don't need them just yet. Next is a fancy window for there, which is going like that. That'll require a little bit more glue because you've got a bit more to hold on. So, we put the glue on. Fold it over and line. Oh, it's starting to stick already. Line it up so that the windows are that's better. There we go. Windows are nice in the right place. And looking at it like that, it looks quite good. Just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 more to go. That's 18 windows into. I'll move these out of the way so they don't fall on the floor. 18 in total to do. I will need. So, this window's turn. I'll turn it this way so I can get in better. Get me glue. Probably be a good idea to hold it a bit more. There we go. I've got a bit of glue on my finger, which I didn't want. Make sure it's rubbed off. And then we place it accurately. Good job, I can push it out while it's still tacky. Put it in place and stick it down. Then do all of them just to make sure they're in place. That's the bottom done. Next, we start the next row. Someone outside pub putting a gas cylinder in, being a bit noisy. Hopefully my microphone won't pick that up. So we need a fair bit more glue on this. And then we line it up. Strangely enough, that's almost perfectly lined up the first time. It's just that hole is a bit off. Fortunately, that hole isn't used for any work. Press that down. That's that one. Next is, let's see, a shape. Not really. We'll use the one with the gap, I think, because I can't see anywhere else. Oh yes, I can. That's meant to go over here. There's meant to be more of them with that weird thing, but oh, there, that's the one that goes there. Actually, that one's supposed to go there, and that's supposed to go there. Oh well. So we'll just have it altered slightly. This one's got 2 bars missing on the window there, and then the other different one is that one, which goes on the other end. So, back to gluing. I'm doing this by eye from the back at the moment because I can adjust it better like that. There we go. That's that one. Then we've got the first of the 3 window units, window frame 3, and I'm using that one with the fan and the vent. That will go there, roughly the same level as the others, or it should be the same level. Once more, glue. I probably put a bit more glue on than is recommended, but that's just how I do things. It just gives more option to move it if it's not quite in place. There we go, I can push that down. And then it's where did I put it? That one. That one there. Put it so it's closer to me so I can work it out. Do the glue. I'm not worried about running out of glue because I've got another pot with a fine applicator, which I will open up once this one runs out. Get that in and stick it down. And now we've got 2 of the 4 stories with windows in. We've just got 10 more to do. This is a bit where I'm going to just cut, and you can come back to me once I've got all the windows in. Okay, so now I'm on to the last window, which is the really big one. Decided to leave that last, and I've just done the one that ends up. It connects onto this bit here once we make the full cube. So, just put the last window in. This one shouldn't be as difficult to place due to the fact that, oh, I went a little bit over the white, but shouldn't matter too much because PVA dries clear, luckily. Should be just a little bit below the apex of the roof. Oh, actually it goes up to the apex of the roof. Okay, I can move that up a little bit on this side. There we go. And now just push it down. And there we have all the windows in place. Next bit is a fun bit. because I have to glue these. There's another one. I know, can't find it. They act as a floor support, and there's one missing. So what I will do, because these are about the right size. No. Should be okay without doing that. But these act as a support for the floor, because that's not really that thick. So, what we want is to glue them on, but make sure that they sit flush with the bottom. So, to do this, it'll be a case of stick them on, stand it up and push them down. Yes, this is not good video at the moment until I do that. Let's just make sure they are flush with the bottom. And then, next one. Likewise, put it on. Stand up. Make sure it is flush with the bottom. And then I'm having to pick it up and look, because that didn't feel right when I put my finger on it, but it is. It's flush. And then the other one. I really can't find that fourth one. So I'll have to miss that out. It's a bit bad. Just do this one. Same thing, put it on. Line it up by eye to start with. Just make sure it stays flush, and then hold it down. Make sure it's all stuck. And then we have something ready for the floor. The floors are all thicker card. We've got the ground floor, which is what goes in first, over. And that holds the shape as I then go all the way around. And then 3 floors. 1, 2. That one goes up there. Don't know what the third one is. There's only meant to be 2. Oh no, there is. That one goes up there. So there's 3 floors, plus the ground floor, plus the top floor above the window. This will be going on here eventually. It's an offcut, but they forgot to work out how to join them, so they just said use an offcut on the instructions. I have read the instructions through. So, this is where I go onto my new tub of glue, get a pair of scissors, because I want the fine tip. It's not fully done yet. There we go. Put the lid on the other one so it doesn't dry out, because they're not exactly cheap, these glues. But I want a small amount of glue just along those 4 bits. Oop, that's already coming out. Don't want that already. Okay, so we just put a little bit of glue there. 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 We get the ground floor. First part to put in is that door, and then we fold each. Oh, we only needed 2 sides first. I made a mistake there. I'll take this one off, because that's not the one I needed. That's the one I needed first. It's okay, I can sort it out once I have... It's a good job it hadn't started sticking. Anyway, it's going to be quite a big building, because along there will be the lift housing, the grain lift, to be more, or grain elevator, give it its correct title. Right, now it's a case of fitting each. These floors seem a bit wide, so we just need... Problem is, you can't film when you're doing this because it's a bit more difficult. So, once again, I'll return once we've got all the floors in, apart from the very top one. Okay, so I've now got all the floors in, including the top one, because I realised it wasn't going to be a very good video doing that. Next bit is fitting the doors. Fortunately, they are really close, and I can just do them. I should have done them before I put the floors in. I didn't notice. But I can do them like this without any issue. And then I can close the building up. Yeah, we'll use the new glue. So we'll do this one first. The large door frame. Put it in place and stick it in. And to make sure it doesn't come out, I will put it like that and push down. And then it's the small door which goes there. That's going to be a bit more awkward with the wall of the building that's not in place yet, but I can use my left hand to place it rather than my right. And of course I then go and drop it inside and get glue on my finger. Try again. Put the door in place and line it up. Turn it over, press down. There we go. The next bit is to just close it up. That's a bit more awkward and it leaves a big gap. But it does explain there is a reason for that. So, it's a little bit of glue on above the window bits where each floor is. And then fold it round and press down. And hold it until the glue starts setting. This gap will be covered very shortly with which piece? This piece will go on there once the glue's set on the building. Okay, we now have a solid structure with a solid base. I will pose the doors now. So that one's slightly open, and so is that one. It just doesn't need, just gives a bit more depth to it. So now we need to block that off, which is where this comes in. Has to fold 90 degrees. And it will go there and hide the gap. Apart from this little bit, but there's a reason for that, which will be explained a little bit later in the video. So, let's apply glue to the correct bits in the correct places. All the way down this strip. I'm losing grip. Down here. And there. And then, making sure it is level with the bottom, otherwise it won't stand up, I put it on. And then just make sure there's no gaps and it doesn't come loose like it did there. nor that one. That one doesn't want to stick at the moment. It's a bit annoying. I'll just hold it a bit longer. Those holes will disappear when I get to the grain elevator bit, which is the last bit. It's just, they were there to, so I could place those in the right place. There we go, that's now stuck. Now, that was a good guess for the rod to go there. We put all the other 3 of these on. Other way around. That one goes there. That one goes there. And then the really tall one goes on the back. Making sure the big blocks on this one are at the bottom. Because it would be a bit bad if I did it wrong. So we'll start with this one and go round. What I want to do is, it is square. It just felt a bit odd then when I moved it. So, once again, glue. Probably a bit more than needed, but I want to try and make sure it sticks. And then make sure it's flush with the bottom. And make sure I don't get any glue on the outside because it can damage the printing. It's already getting quite heavy and it's not anywhere near complete. Got quite a few pages left to go. I'm actually on to the 3rd page now, which is just basically putting the 4 bits. That one goes on there after I've done that one. So once again, glue. All the way down. And then place it on. And a little bit of too much glue on that. So, off-cut a card that I won't be needing. And just scrape it off as best as I can. That's the advantage of having offcuts. You can remove things that you don't want on there. Now finally, the big piece. Make sure I get it the right way up. Move that out of the way a sec. I am keeping this the same way as I'm doing the building. Because I don't want to have to take it off again, because it could rip the card quite badly. It's also overspill at the bottom. But once again, same piece of offcut, just carefully. That's made it worse. There we go. Won't get a big blob of glue visible. And that, so far, is the main bit of the building. All done. Next bit is fold that up like that. So fold those two bits together, add a bit of offcut to make that go together. So, glue on there. Might be stuck open. You have got to line up at the bottom, which you're not doing. Come on, line up. Please, line up. There, lined up. Looks wrong if it's not lined up. Fortunately, it does get hidden by the roof, but it would then make that not so well. Now's the fun bit. I've got to create a tab on, I'm just going to leave that up like that, put a tab on there, which is where offcuts come in. So, a little bit of glue in the middle, just stick it down. Doesn't matter if it has any overflow on the thing. Put it back like that, so the camera can just about make out that I'm putting a bit of glue there. And get them lined up and stick them down. Once again, it doesn't 100% matter if they're not, well, it does at the top. They need to be lined up at the top for the roof. But, there we go. It's quite a tall building. It would be the tallest on my layout at the moment. So, it's now, it almost looks like a castle. Stone built with various bits. I might have to move the action camera, so give me a couple of seconds. It's recording now. Just make sure. Yep. There we go. Now the camera can see the top of the building. Because that's the next bit we need to do. Which is this roof former has to go in down there. So rather than putting glue on the printing, I will put it on the former. Just a nice, oh that's a bit too much at the top, maybe just a nice bit, and carefully put it in, like so. Don't even need to press down. That little bit of overflow there will be hidden by the main former of the roof and the roof itself. Next bit is going to be interesting because I've got to get this and glue it there. That's where the water tank goes, right into, it's now in the sight of my main camera, but it's not going to be seen on the main camera, but it should be seen on action cam. Right, glue just a little bit on this because I don't need it overflowing on this one, and put it, this is awkward, but there we go. That's the roof former for the attic room. Okay, now we want the two inside roof bits. That's the inner roof. One goes on there. I always try to dry fit to make sure there's no issues, because you don't want to come and find that it doesn't fit. Here's where the other glue comes back, because I can be a bit more delicate with this. Because that's against the paint, the printing, I want that edge with glue. Along there, I'll do it on there. There, I can do it a little bit easier. So, come on. This gives out a nice fine bit. I know you can't see what I'm doing at the moment because the cameras can't see it, but you can now. Put this very, very thinly, and then gently press it down. Make sure it's flush, and I've just got glue on the paint and the printing. Fortunately, I'm getting it off before it sticks. And there's the main roof. Okay. That's quite good. Just try and get some of the glue off my fingers. And this one is going to be a bit more difficult. Same bit to do with how that is. It's too thin to put glue there. So, once more, very thin amount. If my glue would come out. Very thin amount on the edges. And on the inside edge, it doesn't really matter if I make a mess there, because that won't be seen. And then stand it back up, and a thin, very thin bit on these bits, just so that it holds in place. Once again, put it in carefully, trying not to get any glue on the printing, and then hold it in place. Any blemishes like that bit there will be hidden under the main roof. Fortunately. And the next bit, before I put that roof on, I put this roof on first, like that. Make sure it fits. It does, because once this roof's on, these have got to go on in the corners. So I'll fold them up ready, but I need to do the main roof bit. So just put some glue on, and into the middle and down. It's got a bit of an overhang, but that's perfectly fine because that's where the barge board goes. It's the first building I've done for video with barge board. I actually enjoy doing the barge boards because I get to play with my tweezers. I'll put them on the big desk out of the way. Right, next bit is putting that in. So make sure I get it the right way. Put a bit of glue on and stick it in place. Strangely, that almost covers up the dried glue that was already there, but you can't see the dried glue, which is good. And then that one goes up there. I'll lie it down to do this one, so that I can put a bit more pressure on. I couldn't put pressure on that as well, which is a bit annoying because of the having it standing up. So it goes in, flush against the roof, making sure it's not proud of the water tower roof. And there we go. We've now got all the corner copings on. There's two more, but they come on once. Those corner copings there go on once the roof is on that one, which I will do in. First of all, dry fit. Yep, that'll be quite good once it's on. Once again, bit of glue. Slightly bit too much glue, but for it's hidden, hold it down. Let it start setting. And we have that bit. Now, make sure I get the right ones and check that they fit. Yep. Trying to make sure I use correct glue, because the older glue doesn't come out as easily, so it's better for doing things like roofs and edges. The new glue seems to flow a bit too freely, but then it is a new bottle, so there's plenty in there. Put that one on and make sure it stays on. The next part is where the fun begins, because I've got to do a bit of cutting again. I've got to cut these tabs off because they're not needed. They have in the instructions, okay, first, take the water tank base and cut off the two pink tabs and throw them away. It was a silly idea that didn't work, so I'll put them over there for now. There we go. I shouldn't really be cutting onto my desk, but this desk is only used for model work, so I'm not too bothered. That is the roof of the water tank. That's the sides of the water tank. What do we do next? First grey base, marked with an eye. Turn it over and fix that like that, so that the hole lines up all the way. But make sure it says water tank base that way. So, glue onto the non-printed side. And in we go. Just press it down. That will fit. Yep, it'll fit in there quite comfortably. Now, we need number 2. Is that one. And then number 3 goes on top again. Number 2 goes on. As with the under bit, has to be central, lined up. This is meant to be the concrete bit that goes above, or is it the bottom of the water tank? The water tank standing. So that's centraled nicely. Didn't do too badly with that. It's already building up. And this one goes on, and the water tank goes around it. Actually quite clever how they've done it. So it'll be two bits sticking up, then the water tank roof. And then make sure I glue the correct bit because I don't want to over glue. Doesn't need much glue, otherwise it'll be problematic. But what I need to do is make sure that is square, which it is. Or nearly square. There we go, now it is. I can still move it because the glue doesn't set straight away. Then comes the fun bit of folding the water tank around like that, with tiny bits of glue around there. So this is where it's very, very thin amounts of glue, just around the edge. Put it down, grab the water tank and stick it down, and hold it until the glue has started going off. That's it. So it's increasing the height considerably just by doing that. I mean, getting there. Take that out again. Next bit is that upside down. That has to be centered, or nearly centered. So roughly like that, but without it being at a slight angle. Case of put glue on. And it's supposed to be 2mm from each edge, which I've just done by eye. And I've actually done it better than I thought I would. I like that. And then what I want is to make it so that the gap in it is this side, and the access hatch is there. So take that up again. Thin bits of glue again, so we can stick the roof on. I know you can't see me putting the glue on, but you can now. So far this kit has been a joy to build. As with all Metcalfe kits, it's just coming together nicely. I mean, that is a easy bit. A bit of, there we go. And then we put the tank on the roof, making sure the access hatch is that side. So it's a bit of glue, bit of glue, bit of glue, bit of glue. Access hatch that side, push it in, push it down. And that is the main structure for now. Because now, oh no, we have the roof vents, which fit I'm just folding every piece ready. Alternates printed, unprinted, printed, unprinted, printed, unprinted. Oh no, unprinted and then printed. So unprinted first and then alternating. So I'll put that so that camera can see it while I do the roof vent. Got to make sure I leave space for the roof over it. Printed one. Make sure it's level. If it isn't level, I've also got to make sure there's enough space on the end for this, which is the bit that this roof sits on. Grey one. This building is actually coming along really well. I do enjoy building Metcalfe kits. I've built super quick kits and they are a lot more difficult. The instructions are really difficult to follow because it's basically pure text, and I'm more visual when it comes to building things. I like to see what to do rather than have to read it. I've always been like that. So the fact that the Metcalfe kits all have pictures, colour pictures at that, really does make it much better. My fingers are getting sticky, so I'm just going to rub the glue off before I do the last two bits of the roof vent, before I put the ends on, and then the roof colour. I know there's a little bit of overspill of the glue, but with the roof vent it doesn't matter quite so much because, well, you can't see it that easily. Last one is a grey piece, and then we put the ends on, and the roof just sits on top of the ends, not actually on the grey piece. So the roof of the roof vent is just going to be sitting on these two bits, one of which goes against there, one goes against there. Double check that that will fit. Yep, actually it will sit on the grey bit. I was thinking it would be a bit lower, but it's not. So a bit of glue, and because it's against the roof vent, I probably moved it a bit further back than it would normally be, but in in my opinion, it shouldn't really be perfectly centred on there. That just looks a bit wrong to me. And that one's on. Oh no, it's not, it's loose. Okay, it's because it's going on to end bit of card. I need a bit more glue so it can soak into the card a bit better. Once again, a little bit of overflow isn't too bad if it's where the roof will be. Come on, fingers, unstick. It's too much glue, really, but the roof fits on. There's a bit overhang, I don't mind. In fact, that actually adds to it. So we put glue on and stick it down. Use the hand that's got less sticky glue on it. Because this has got a big overhang, having an overhang on there looks better. True, in real life it'd be centred, but I wanted it to look like it's a continuation of the roof. And now we have the fun of the ridge tiles. These are the long one goes on there, then short ones, one goes on there and the other one gets cut, which is why a pair of scissors is needed. So first of all, we'll stick the long one onto the elevator side ridge. Just a little bit of glue against the wall and hold it down. I prefer the thicker ridge tiles that are coming with the more modern kits. The station building and some of the other kits I've got is just paper, and you have to use something like Pritt Stick, which I've got there, to do the ridge tiles. It's not as easy. Okay, now the vent ridge. Which goes on like so. Hold it down. And then I've got to work out how much of the other ridge, this one, I need. Just over 2. So cut that just over 2. Like so. Fold it, and I'm deliberately putting it that way, so that the bit that's shorter is under the roof of the vent. Once again, just quickly glue it on. Use one of the old pink tabs that aren't needed and just wipe that bit of glue off. That is the main bit for there done for now. So, we now start on the canopy, which will be going there, which is what that cutout's for. Canopy and loading platform. All of these bits. That's loading platform, that's canopy. I also need the canopy spacer, which is not pink as it shows in the instruction book, it's blue. So I've got everything. What I need to do is grey tab that goes like that, and the grey tab goes like that. Okay, I can do that. Once again, there's a small amount of glue. Doesn't matter if it overflows, because that'll be hidden by canopy. And then, actually it'll be underneath by the look of it. A little bit of glue there. And do that. Once it's set, we can then fold these bits, and they will form canopy itself, like so. That's not actually too bad. What I need is a fine application of glue along there and there. Do that one first. Hold it in place. Wipe off any glue. It's a metal canopy. And then do the same on this end. A little bit of glue. Not a great deal, just enough that I can put it in and do that. Next, we need the building back. Hello, building. You need to lie down. Because the canopy frame has got to lie and stick on there, level with one of the courses of bricks. So, we need canopy spacer. Don't need to actually keep it on, it just shows where it goes at the other end. Like so. That's cool. That's a good way of showing how to put it on. So, put that back on with the base level. Hold it. Once again, bit of glue. And put that against there. Oh, don't slide. Make sure that's level and against that. And that's the canopy. That was relatively easy. So that can come out, and I don't need it anymore. Put it back up, and then that will go on there. Bit of an overhang, but it doesn't matter that there's an overhang because that's what it's meant to have. That just goes on like that. Before I do that, because I want to be able to lie the building flat anyway, I'm going to do the platform now, which is fold these up, glue the edge all the way around, like so, and then put the platform itself on. So, glue on either side of this, not on the base, can't go on the base. Put it like that on the ground, and wrap platform round. Make sure it is flush with the ground, otherwise it will look wrong when it's against the building, like that. That's how the barrels get out at the end of filming, at the end of that way. That goes on like that. It's got to be flush on that side because it goes against the wall. So now, bit of glue down the edges. That's a bit too much, but that's against the wall, so it's not too bad. Bit on there. Bit on there. Platform on. Make sure it's flush and hold it down. Just do that so that I'm using my jeans to wipe the glue off my hands. Do I have to trim that? Or is that? No, it's okay. I was thinking because that's a bit long, but it doesn't actually go beyond. No, it doesn't. So that will sit against there. And I'll glue it with the building standing up. So, now put the canopy on. I'm trying to keep the camera in shot. I'm left-handed, so this is going to be a bit more difficult. But a little bit of glue. Canopy, making sure it is central and under that. And there's the canopy on. Canopy lid. Canopy roof. Slightly over. There we go. Canopy roof. And then platform. Just a bit of glue. And flush against the side. It's sliding. Don't want to be sliding. Push it against. Aren't you sticking? You stuck? Yes. And now we're on to the last bit. As far as I can tell. Which is the last main bit. I don't know why that step, there isn't actually steps for that. Can't see any. Just having a look at the instructions. Doesn't show anything for steps. That's odd. Yeah, it says do the barge boards next. But I'm just wondering why there's nothing for the... That is a separate sub-assembly anyway, which sits on here. Why is that at an angle? Oh, it's... Oh, they fold back. They fold back. Okay. So we fold them back, put the windows in, then put the green tabs in. And that last bit of that gets cut to the same size as the roof. Do it that way because it's exactly 3 tiles. Then I'll do the barge boards at the end because I can lay it flat on that side and that side. Well, I can almost lay it flat on that side, but the canopy... Actually, no, I'll do the 2 barge boards now. This is where having tweezers is useful because you can use them once you've got the glue on to hold it for one hand and just put it in. Just making sure it does fit, because it'd be really annoying if I put the glue on and it didn't fit. So, putting the glue on is much easier for these when you are using tweezers. Come on, glue. Problem is, these tweezers, because they've got the bent front, bent end, came with a loco, they are more difficult to apply glue using, as they try to bend away. But the barge board just adds a bit to it. That's the first barge board. The second one just goes up there. That's why the roof former is... I'm going to do it that way, see if that helps. Use part of the tweezers to hold it still. Yeah, it's going over the back and over my tweezers, because it's all bubbly, but it's not gone over the front, which is the bit that I was not wanting. Doesn't matter going over the back because it gets hidden by the barge board. Okay, I can put the cover back on the tweezers and put them out of the way. And now, main assembly out of the way while we do the last bit. Oh, my legs gone to sleep. Right. Now, we need 3 green tabs, 3 window frame 6, and a grain lift, or grain elevator, which we do the tab, 2 side tabs, like so. Do it on both sides. Fold them over. Those holes that are in the main sub-assembly will now be hidden behind this, which will go on there and be hiding them and look quite pretty. So we now need the window frames, make sure they are the right way up and they all fit, and each one of these goes underneath. acts as a bit of a floor. I'm going to put them so it's that way around so that you can't see the green underneath. Even though the instructions say to put them green facing up. I don't want to do that. What I'm doing with the gluing on these windows, because they are not... I'm not actually going to put any down the side. And then turn it over. Get the window in place. Make sure it is centered and the right way. And stick it down. Do the same on the other two. These ones are a lot quicker to do than the 18 on the main part of the building. 21 windows in total. Imagine how tired I was when I'd finished sticking them all together. Because each one has window frame. Each one has to be aligned perfectly, and yeah, I didn't want to video that because it does get a bit tedious. So, right, that's the windows in. That one's gone a bit over, but it's okay because that's hidden. You can't see any glue through the front, and when it's like that, you won't see it anyway. Right. Green tab. Glue on edges, just 3 edges. I have made the mistake of gluing all 4 before, as I did with the floor, because I completely forgot you'd got to do all the other floors after you've done that one. Sorry about sniffing, my nose is trying to run, which is not good when I'm trying to do a video. Right, oh, glue's all over the place on that, but all I have to do is put it in, make sure it's roughly horizontal. It won't really be seen, it's just adding strength to the grain lift, or grain elevator as they call it. I'll put that one ever so slightly low, so I'll move it up a bit. It does not matter that there's glue underneath it in a big puddle. Once again, it will not be seen at all. So that's not too much of an issue. Is that going to work? Yes. I've got a little bit of loose glue around the edge of the spout on the bottle on the way up. Trying to put them all the same way so that it's easier for me if they're all the same way. There we go. I'm nearly done now. That's in place. They are as well done as I can get them. Back to the main building. Just test that it'll fit and look nice. It's got to be square to that. So I'm going to have building this way so that I can line it up. And I want to try and do it without having to slide it once it's in place. A little bit of glue down the edge on both sides. And looking straight down, put it on and hold it. Wait for the glue to start curing. glue there. Don't want it on the table because it'll leave a little puddle. Right, that's now stuck. The building can go back upright. And last two bits. Check that the grain elevator roof will fit comfortably. Yep. And as with the main roofs, teensiest bit on the back. And this time it's on there. And then I'm having to put it towards me so I can see what I was doing first. Just put it on and hold it. And then scissors again. I know it is exactly 3 tiles. I go to that line, which the camera probably can't pick up, and just cut. And then a little bit of a kink. Make sure that is long enough. Perfect. Bit more glue on. Make sure it's on both sides, otherwise it'll stick up. And just slide it in place. Hold it down. There we go. The very last thing involves being on this side and choosing one of 3 possible names. We have the Cardleywick Brewery, the Old Brew House, and Joshua Fothergill and Sons. What I'm going to do, because my nephew is called Joshua, is have it as Joshua Fothergill. And that goes under the lintels there, which is why it's on this side. Unfortunately, it's already got an established date of 1843. Otherwise, I'd have used that underneath as well. But that's quite a while later. So put a bit of glue on, and there is a bit of overspill. So where's that pink tab? Just take it off. Wait for that to completely go hard. And put the lid back on my glue so it doesn't go dry. And there, once I clear the desk, we have the brewery, which is an exceedingly good kit. It's massive. I mean, it's bigger than my head in terms of depth, but it's really well designed. Admittedly, I could have built it with interiors, especially through the main windows, because they're massive, but that is definitely a massive kit and brilliant kit. It'll go next to, when I can find it, and when I build them, which will be hopefully next month's kit, the grimy old mill. Trying to get it centred, which I am going to have slightly differently than being a mill. I'm going to have it converted to a film studio, because mills these days are either being knocked down or converted into other uses. We've got Hat Mill here in Atherstone that is in the process of being knocked down, and well, I'm going every day that the work's taking place to get photos. I'm speaking to the foreman on Friday, and it's going to take them 16 weeks to do it because of how complex the site is. At the end of that, I am going to produce a video of all the photos. It'll be set to music, and it'll probably be a really long video, but it was the last of the Atherstone Hat Mills still in operation. Closed in 1998. It opened in 1791, so it had history, but it's now being demolished. A local landmark, soon be no more. Anyway, the mill building I will do for next month. These videos will be the first Friday of every month for at least another 4 months, because I really do enjoy doing the kits and showing how to build them. Well, I enjoy doing that as well. Monday we'll be back to Train Sim. I still don't know when the next Steam or Heritage Diesel or even Heritage Electric is coming through the town. Unfortunately, I was unable to video Tangmere, which came through 2 weeks ago, just over 2 weeks ago, because it was delayed due to an issue at Southall and didn't come through until I was on my afternoon work shift, and there was no chance of me postponing that. I'm not sure whether I'm going to go to the Stackfold Barn Railway's Spring Spectacular Esteem. If I do, that will be an extra video, or it might be Wednesday's video, I don't know. It all depends on how I feel towards the end of the week, because I'm filming this at the weekend because of how long it takes me to do these kits. So for me, Stackfold event is next weekend. At the moment, I don't know whether I'll be going, but I do know I'll be doing my train sim videos. So, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed seeing me build quite a big kit that will eventually go on an extension to my layout, which at the moment my layout doesn't run because I need to do a complete rewire. It's going to become digital operated. It needs some fiddle yards and an extension. At the moment I don't have the space to do extension because I'm in a 1-bedroom flat. Fiddle yards, I can do a couple. I'm going to put one, because my camera's actually right next to the layout at the moment. I'm going to put one the end that's currently blocked off, and then a small one at the other end with the extension going on the bit that goes to the front. For people who don't know, I own the layout that was built by Jennifer Kirk, Grove Street Yard. as it used to be known. It will be changing its name, and I will be updating it so that it will be digital, possible sound depending on the locos, and eventually it'll be extended, which is what all these kits are being built for. I'll probably do a video about the layout at some point, but at the moment I'm just building the kits because it's something I enjoy doing. Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you come back next month for the third building, the grimy old mill, which, as with the brewery, I will pre-prepare the windows because there's a lot on there. I'll also do the doors because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doors. That's going to be quite a long video because it's 2 halves, and when it goes on the layout it'll be in 2 halves because it'll go around the corner. Anyway, have a great weekend, and hopefully see you on the train sim video on Monday. Be seeing you.
Warbler Productions. Filming trains and events that happen in town.
Wearing his red trilby, Dale can be seen with cameras 3 all set up.
Steam trains and diesels, electrics and freights.
Dickens and fireworks, tractors at Christmas.
Warbler Productions.